Pre-order your copy of our Football Game Plan Scouting 2020 Prospect Guide. Over 800 prospect profiles of both NFL draft prospects and some CFL draft prospects as well. These are guys that we talk about in the video. Now you get your opportunity to go behind the curtain and see our detailed scouting report for each and every player that we will break down in one of these prospect rankings videos. Again, go to our website and pre-order your copy today. Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. And now that all of the film has been watched, the grades have been finalized, let's take a look at our 2020 NFL Draft prospect rankings. And today, we're going to take a look at the cornerbacks. We break our cornerback grades up into three separate positions: boundary corners, field corners, and slot corners. And starting with our boundary guys, Christian Fulton out of LSU graded out as the top in the class. He has good all-around game and brings a ton of solid tools to the table. From his footwork to his play, it's all very consistent each and every week out there on the field. And just to drive the point home, his footwork is excellent. Damon Arnett out of Ohio State checks in at number 2. He's got a ton of polish to his game. You can tell that he played 53 games in his collegiate career, and as it shows out there how comfortable he is within his own game and how he attacks it. He's a good matchup defender that's good in either man or zone and can play all three cornerback spots. Now here's a look at the rest of our boundary corners, and it's an impressive class of small college guys as 3 players: Prince Smith of New Hampshire, Isaiah Swan of Dartmouth, and Christian Angulo out of Hampton grace the top 10. And 3 more hit the list as we move on to prospects 11 through 20. Gavin Heslop of Stony Brook, Cam Pruitt out of Campbell, and Jordan Simonet out of Texas A&M Kingsville are all coming off of stellar all-star game performances. Moving on to the field corners, and number 1 with the bullet is Jeffrey Okudah out of Ohio State. You want to talk about footwork? Well, he's the footwork king. He's so smooth in his movements, he's able to patiently wait to the last minute to leave his back pedal. Plus, because of how technically sound he is as a player, it's hard to complete passes on him throughout the game. AJ Terrell out of Clemson has terrific athleticism and plays very fluidly for a taller corner. He's got great balance as his head, hands, hips, and feet are always in unison. He's got the length that you look for and plays well with it also. He's another elite cornerback prospect in the draft class. So is CJ Henderson, in my opinion, out of Florida. He's got a strong football IQ, strong football awareness, a complete understanding of passing concepts and route concepts to where he's always reacting positively to what he's seeing out there on the field. He has an explosive first step that helps him drive on the football really well. Noah Igbenogany out of Auburn has very good quickness, agility, and body control, and is one of the more patient players at the line of scrimmage in the draft class. He's also not afraid to play the physical game and still has upside left in his game as he's only played the position for 2 years. Now here's a look at the rest of the top 10. As we move on to prospects 11 through 20, Michael Jaquette III out of Louisiana, Tymir Berry out of Monmouth, and Greg Liggs out of Elon are 3 under-the-radar cornerback prospects with good all-around game and excellent upside. And last but certainly not least are the slot corners. And at number 1, we have Amik Robertson out of Louisiana Tech. You love the attitude, you love the ball skills, but most importantly, you love the football IQ, which puts him in position often to make the amount of plays that he usually does out there on the field. Now, 29 corners graded out as slot corners for us, and it's another stellar year out there on the perimeter as we look at the rest of the top 10. Now, when we look at prospects 11 through 20, as well as 21 through 29, I like the overall ability of these guys to be blitzers coming off the corner and impact players on special teams. It's a really good group of slot corners in my opinion. So that's a wrap here from footballgameplan.com. I'm Embry Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Be sure to follow me on all of my social media accounts, and don't forget to check out and subscribe to the Football Game Plan Network located at youtube.com/footballgameplan. Also, subscribe on iTunes to Football Game Plan Podcast, where you can find our Scout Team podcast, where we have a ton of player prospect interviews. Also on television, the Game Plus Network, every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we have our Scout Team show. Check with your cable provider for channel listings.